Very nice.
Okay, so sorry about that. Just always wanting to make sure that our sessions are recorded together because I don't ever want to miss anything.
Right.
Just so you're aware, since last session was supposed to be the session where you kind of got to Batavia, it's more than likely that this session will be relatively shorter. Just keep that in mind that this will be a decently short session, relatively.
Right. Hopefully. Nothing ever survives what we plan, huh?
True that. So, let me go ahead and pull this to the side and get our chat up. I'm going to send you a list of things, but you remember as at the last session, you just finished going to the Dusk Crow and seeing a solar eclipse for the very first time. And then when you arrived back home into your dorm room, you found a book. You remember what the book was about?
Let's see. It had an invitation for the Inquisition and 4 spells, but you didn't explain that before leaving us out a cliffhanger.
Yep. So I'll kind of just recap that last little bit of you picking up the book and opening it. And then we'll kind of continue from there. When you lift the book, the weight of it is surprising, like holding a brick wrapped in skin. The leather is dry and scaly under your hose. A texture like finely grained sand can be felt beneath the surface. Upon opening the book, you feel that the paper is thick, yellowed, and not smooth. It is coarse, uneven like handmade paper. The ink is a deep, rich black, with some of the edges fading to a muddy gray. The script is a flowing, elegant cursive that is difficult to decipher. Pages of the book are filled with notes, diagrams, and illustrations of astrological charts, mystical symbols, and strange creatures. It was difficult to decipher, but it wasn't impossible for you. Being an archmage of Moonvale, you had a lot of experience reading spells. You make out 4 lines of what you now know are spells. Spells from gods. I'm going to read these one at a time, and then I'm going to send them to you. So, this book contains 4 spells. The first 2 are cantrips. Cantrips of Solar. It is called Sunbolt. It has the same stat block as Firebolt, but now deals 1d6 fire damage and 1d6 radiant damage. You also have the cantrip Moonlight, which is lunar. Summons a moon that gives off moonlight in a 30-60 foot radius. This light can't be seen by anyone else other than the caster, unless by true sight. It requires an action to cast, and it's no concentration, lasting up to an hour. And then reading from below that, we have our first level spells. Let me mark that these are cantrips for you in our chat as well.
I could see that moonlight being very useful.
Oh yeah. But just keep in mind, it can't, and no one else can see it but you. First level.
That's what makes it very useful.
Exactly, to be honest. First level, Solar, Wrath. Choose a physical weapon. The weapon adds 1d6 fire damage, and it is now engulfed in mystical flame that doesn't damage the item or the user. The fire can't be put out by non-magical means. Weapon glows 5 to 15 feet. When swinging with the weapon, there is a fire slash that extends from your weapon by 10 feet before dissipating. Targets within the 10 feet from yourself and not within the range of your melee distance only suffer from the flame strike distance. This does not require concentration, lasts for 1 minute, and can pierce through multiple enemies, and it's a bonus action. What do you think of that spell?
That one's pretty neat. I
Helping,
could totally see that being a cool, like, fire lash type of deal.
helping extend range for melee users.
Right, and the fact that it lasts a minute can
Yeah.
also be a good way to save spell slots.
And no concentration.
That too.
It is my belief that in 5e, there's too many spells that require concentration. Too many cool spells. And then finally, there is one last spell, which is of the lunar domain, Ghost Writhe. Point at an enemy. The enemy must make an intelligence saving throw against your spell save DC. Upon failing, the enemy's body contorts, fighting on being possessed. The targets, when they strike and when they miss, will hit themselves as their body contorts to kill itself. The target makes another save at the end of their turn. Action requires concentration, lasts 1 minute, and it's a distance of 30 feet. After reading the spells, a letter falls out of one of its pages, an invitation to join the Inquisitors. Signed, Solar Eclipse. And what do you think of Ghost Writhe?
That is a pretty scary spell, to be honest.
Yeah.
I could also see it also being really funny, like Pokemon's Confusion.
Now, there may be a point where this becomes too strong, and if it does, the only thing I'm going to add to it is that if the target misses its opponent, it has to make another attack roll to hit itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, then it's the ghost that's possessing the person to try to win over the fight and attack themselves. But as of now, I'm leaving it as is, where it only makes one attack roll, which is against the target.
Sounds good.
All right. Now, there is a bit of time skippiness, as, like I said, I'm trying to get you guys to Batavia. So, you eventually made your way to the Inquisition part of the Lunar Ordained, which happens to be in Duskcrow. As an Inquisitor, you spent your 3 years with them. During your time, you were introduced to your main handler, Neil, who was an old alchemist that is wise and fun to be around. He got up to a lot of shenanigans and loved to pull people's legs. He taught you that as an Inquisitor, you learned the way of your chosen god that you'd like to follow in footsteps for. And as such, new recruits learn directly from the gods themselves, so no mistranslation happens. Since you came from the Lunar Ordained, your path is set with Nightmare Moon, he explains. She, as you recall, never did make an appearance at the Academy. She prefers a completely hands-off approach. But now, you'll finally get to see her too. Just double checking that no one else is in here. So go to Duskcrow. Just like hover over there, and I will plop Nightmare Moon's token out so you can see it.
Yep, right there.
Okay. As the door is opened to her, the air thickens, shadows stretch unnaturally long, and even the smallest sound, like a scrape of a hoof or fluttering of cloth, dies in its stillness. The light bend towards her presence. Her form is queen yet transcendent, an armor of black and sapphire plates, gleaming like obsidian under starlight. Wings vast, a mane of blue soft night sky. Stars dance between the threads of hair. She stands tall, you being only 3'2". She stands at an impressive 6 feet tall, just about 3 feet taller than you. She looks at you, her piercing moonlight gaze, and she says, "Good morning, Dew." Her voice of silver speaks directly to your soul.
I I sort of stumbled to bow to her before saying, "Good morning, Nightmare Moon. It's a pleasure to meet you."
As it is to you, do. Now come, we have lots to discuss, lots for you to learn. 3 years go by, and you spend your time with Nightmare Moon directly, learning that she stands for knowledge, diplomacy, magic, ambition, peace, and future. Her reputation is great across the world. That Nightmare Moon had a massive hand in getting the holy states of Arad to vassalize. In trade relations with Silene Empire, and they established a great contact in Batavia. There was one big stain on her reputation, and that was the crusade against the Giants, aka the war against the Commonwealth of Menelidil, known as the Kingdom of Menelidil at the time before the king died. Now, Commonwealth of Menelidil and the Hive of Change are somewhat bound together in hatred against the Theocracy. You learned that it was her who absolute zeroed... Let me just move you over here. You learned that it was her who absolute zeroed the Blackstone Peaks and killed the Kingdom of Menelidil. You probed into her, asking questions about what had transpired. I sent 3 emissaries to the king in vain hopes to end the war, so that the territory of Blackstone Peaks would be under the Theocracy's control. But each time I sent a emissary, I received their head back. I had no choice but to end the war before things escalated. They were afraid before I even touched the ground. I felt it in the wind beneath my feathers. In the way the trees stilled, and in the way the moonlight seemed to recoil from the earth, I had come with nothing but warning, pamphlets made by the ecclesiarchy. Only 4 of my lunar guard accompanied me as envoys. I brought no army. They claimed I brought a legion of bat ponies, that I sent ahead to massacre them. There were parchment paper meant to carry messages, folded wings inked with desperate pleas, such as, "Evacuate immediately. This area will become an eternal glacier. Please, you will not survive." But the denizens of the Kingdom of Menelidil, they didn't read them. They screamed. The moment I descended, their terror ignited like dry brush in a lightning. Someone shouted, "The nightmare comes," and the crowd surged like animals. Parents grabbed their children and trampled others. Steel flashed. Crossbows were raised not at me, but at each other. I hadn't cast a single spell. I hadn't spoken a single word. I watched one of my guards fall to a farmer's scythe. Another was torn from the sky by a net, then beaten with stones before I could reach her. I tried to shield them, to cast a barrier of moonlight, but they saw only the glow and cried curse. Then came the fire. They set their own homes alight, lit the thatch, and screamed that I had conjured hellfire. They stabbed themselves in frenzy, begged their gods for salvation, and I watched them die, not by my own hooves or magic, but by their own hands. And then there was this boy. He couldn't have been more than 8, covered in blood, standing over the twisted corpse of someone I believed to be his mother. He looked at me. His eyes held no understanding, only terror. He pointed a shaking hoof and screamed, "Tyrant!" I stepped forward, slowly, wings low, horn dimmed. I lowered myself to meet him, to say something. Anything to calm his wet eyes. And then a blade meant for me came from the side. It missed, a wild slash, and it struck the boy. The boy fell in 2 pieces at my hooves, and the one who swung it ran screaming into the night, blaming me. I froze. I must admit, I did freeze. I stood there, my heart silent, my breath gone, staring at the small, broken body of a child I failed to save. The blood painted my coat. I could hear people wailing, accusing me. And then I realized something. They didn't want the truth to do. They didn't want peace. They wanted the monster. They needed me to be what they feared. So I rose tall, draped in sorrow and shadow, and said not a word. My horn ignited, and I fractured their land in absolute zero. Let them call me a tyrant. Let them write their tales in terror, because if I could not save them, then I would bear their hate. Better they curse me than face what truly killed them, their own madness. This is what really happened at the Commonwealth, or then Kingdom of Meneladil.
It sounds like they both got what they deserve, and more than what they bargained for.
They didn't deserve death, No creature does. I didn't want them to die. I didn't want anybody to die. I dropped the pamphlets onto the ground and threw them as far as wide as I could. But no. Instead, when they saw me, they just broke into madness and started stabbing, killing, and shooting each other. Those wicked creatures.
Perhaps. But killing our messengers, sending their heads back, deplorable.
Indeed. It is why I wore the mask of the monster, so they'd never have to see the one in the mirror. This is Solar Eclipse's teachings, to sacrifice yourself for everyone. You see Nightmare Moon biting her tongue at the frustration of the situation of long time past. She takes a deep breath before continuing. I have a special assignment for you. Currently, an artifact for Solar Eclipse's church on the outer fields has gone missing. Its convoy was ambushed by a group of creatures, the Ebon Bloom Chalice. It is a holy artifact that when a liquid is placed inside of the chalice, it increases the potency effects of said item. This Ebon Bloom Chalice is strictly meant for ritual use to bond properties of substance to increase their potency. Having it fall into the wrong hands is disastrous for the realm. I'll be assigning you a bodyguard from Daybreaker's Order of the Sun. Do you have anyone you would prefer?
I know only one from Daybreaker's cadre. It is Cirrus Breeze.
Very well. I've sent a letter out already. You'll be heading to Ephrantheus, north of my sister's Sunflare Caldera. Heading off into the trail of the Lost Bloom Chalice, you were directed to the location of an ambush. Investigating there, you led on a trail towards a cave that was a day out and a valley on the cliffside. Let me open something. Because you should be able to see this. Yep. So that currently is where the trail led to. It was in late afternoon, and you skirt along the edges of the valley on a cliffside as the cave in the distance you see is resting in the middle of the mountain that it is on. Cyrus turns to you and smiles. Hey, I've actually went ahead and been promoted.
Oh? How far have you made it up the chain?
Well, not as quickly as you becoming an archmage so quickly. I've actually became a commander.
Oh,
It is
that's a
one
nice
tier above.
surprise.
Yeah, I have my own squad that I run out with, and until I got a call from a certain somebody from my superior, and then I was supposed to come escort you. I see that you have taken up the mantle of more serious work. Is that correct?
It would seem so.
Now, this
I've
is
been working under Nightmare Moon herself in the last couple of years.
This is a point where you can choose to keep hidden this information or not, if you would like.
The information about the chalice, or
The chalice, your new position as Inquisitor, etc.
well, under Nightmare Moon, she's been teaching me the ways of the Inquisition.
You're an Inquisitor now. My, oh my, do. You know, back on the church when I said that you were destined for great things, I most certainly didn't expect you to be so prestigious so quickly. I must admit, I seem to be falling behind.
We all make our own progress. I'm sure you have your own merits.
Besides being able to fully take out a tree by myself, I suppose so. As you make your way across, you notice two guards that are at the cave entrance. They're guarding on either side, just on the innermost cave. It seems Cyrus has not picked them up yet.
They don't appear to be our group, or...
No. They are much more ragged in appearance.
Hold on. I see others ahead.
Cyrus goes ahead and crouches down. Despite wearing plate mail, he seems quite stealthy for his time. Perhaps it was the urchin type of lifestyle he has grown up with. Well, you're the Archmage, so I'll go at your behest. How do you think we should take them? They don't seem to be too perceptive.
No, they've likely been out here for a while. And I don't think it's been treating them that well. Nonetheless, they have our artifact.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Do you have
think
any fancy spells that you could possibly help us with?
I have a couple. More than a few. How are you with your blade?
Let me look that up. I'm opening his character sheet. Okay, that's wrong. Why is his steel sword worth 40,000 GP? It's just
Holy cow!
It's a normal longsword. Okay, that is not correct.
Engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever.
Good God. He's okay. He's not bad. He's above average, I'd say, for a level 1 character.
Think you could take one of them if we rush?
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Just real quick, I'm wearing plate mail, and I don't know if you know this, but plate mail you can't fly in. It's a little too heavy.
Of course. Perhaps we can sneak up and get close enough.
Sure.
Or we can just jump them.
So I would like for you to roll stealth, and he's going to roll stealth as well.
Alrighty, here's where the natural one comes in from last session. For all my 20s and stuff.
don't know. Like, God, the last player. 12? Not bad. The last player that I played with, Otto, he rolled like 5 nat 20s at the end of the session. Like, pretty much back to back to back. It was ridiculous. Alright,
He really wanted to kill that Kraken or whatever.
Hey, that was close to being in that one. But okay,
Dang.
19.
For plate mail, he's pretty good.
He does have disadvantage, so he will need to roll again. I should have clicked that in there. But oh well. Hey, he does well. Okay. So with you with a 12, I'll describe Cirrus Breeze first. Currently, he goes into the underbrush of a tree. Right now, you're kind of approaching towards autumn, so leaves are beginning to fall. And with that, he makes sure his steps are careful so that he doesn't touch any of the crunchy leaves underneath. And he hides himself against the corner of the, or against the wall of the valley. Would you like to describe your 12 and how you do it?
I'm much less aware of where to actually step with the leaves and the twigs. So perhaps that's making a bunch more noise as I sort of awkwardly try to step through and not disturb the foliage as much as I currently am.
Okay, I'm going to roll for the bandit, and I will tell you why based on the type of roll that he does. Okay.
Okay.
Alright,
nice.
So the bandit is used to these types of noise of falling leaves. He doesn't think much of it. The wind is currently kind of blowing around, so he just thinks it's just regular leaves that are, falling down. You're fine. I will go ahead and ask you, as you go ahead and start to approach the inner mouth of the cave, goodness. So one is currently outside looking away from you, and the one is like to your immediate right inside the cave, however, that is kind of like on his break time, right? Because they're cycling out watches.
Right.
Too bad you don't have the force mastery, because you could push that one guy off.
I just yoink him through. That's okay. I didn't have any force spells to begin with, so it wouldn't have helped.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose, if Sirius is in position.
Yeah, he's in position. He will attack the one that you're not going to attack.
I'm gonna lead with a sunbolt with the one that's a little further into the cave.
Okay. You'll need to beat AC of 12.
I'm just gonna use Ray of Frost for the attack roll.
You
I
definitely
don't have the spells yet. Awesome. And D6 fire, D6 radiant, plus nothing, I imagine.
Correct. Just like any spell.
Ouch.
Some pretty abysmal rolls. So
it's
you're
my first time using the spell, okay? I'm used to target dummies.
So you're attacking the one that's near the edge of the cliff?
Yeah, near the, that's a little further in the cave.
Oh, further in the cave. Okay. So
yeah,
you go ahead and
Sirius
light up a spell. and the enemies are in complete panic. What the hell? As he goes ahead and gets a nasty burn, not only from the scorching fire, but from the blistering, blinding light of divinity scorching upon him. Sirius is going to go ahead and move quite quickly against the one that is closest to the cliff, and he's going to try to push him off. Because this would be an easy kill if it works. Okay. And he will have advantage because they didn't know you guys were there. Okay. Alright, Cyrus. And the other guy has no modifiers. Contested roll, which would go to the defender. Unfortunately, Cyrus does not manage to push off the enemy somehow. And fuck. Okay.
All right.
The next turn, because they are surprised, they will have to skip their turn, so it'll be back to you.
Alrighty. Let's hope I can roll pretty good again. Oh, I don't know why I rolled that. I'll just re-roll it.
Okay. Oof.
Ah.
Oh boy.
9 is not going to do it.
Nope. Okay. Sirius's turn now. Let me just make sure. Oh my god. Okay. So he's going to attack the bandit. Actually, I could just do this as an action. And that's going to hit. Oof. So he goes ahead and after unsuccessfully trying to push him, he takes out his blade from the scabbard and he goes ahead and slashes across the chest of the pony. And then he makes another attack. Okay. So with the final attack, after he slashes the chest of the pony, he comes in and he does another slash back the other way, doing a double cross across the pony's chest, killing him.
Seems your time at the academy hasn't been wasted.
Not at all. What were you trying to learn? Some pretty light tricks, or? And it's the bandit's turn. You're facing closest to him, so he's going to run to attack you. Oof.
That hits. I think. Let's see.
Oof.
Ouch.
Now, I will say, because this combat's going to be a little bit unique, HP isn't really a thing here. This is more of a cinematic set piece, so don't worry when you, fall below HP, because you're a level 1 character basically by yourself. It would never end well, so don't worry about it. Now, it is your turn.
Alrighty. Let's see.
That being said, you can still face debilitating injuries. Just part of your backstory.
It builds character, okay?
So let me know if you were to go down, because then I will apply something to you.
Oh no, I'm doing just fine. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and apply that wrath weapon effect to my
Okay.
knife because I don't really have a melee spell.
Sure. And keep in mind you can target other people with it. So, like your ally, for example.
That would be good. But he already has good damage with that.
Yep.
I'll apply it to myself just so I'm not caught completely off guard when melee happens.
No problem. That's a first level spell slot consumed.
Alright, and that's a d4 of damage. Or a d6 of damage.
So d4 with a dagger. And then the spell attack. Why am I not seeing? The spell attack is 1d6 fire damage. Plus an additional. Well, never mind. Plus the range. Unfortunately, your dagger strike misses. Cyrus comes over and he makes his 2 attacks. Oh boy. Does that still hit? It does. It matches AC. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Like I said,
I thought
things
this was
never
gonna
go
be
as
a
planned.
little bit easier for you guys, but the dice does not work.
I mean, it should be
It
when
should
I'm not rolling literal 5.
At least a 2 damage. Hey, okay. So, he makes a overhead strike, and then he comes up from diagonal left to top right, and it ends him as well. He goes ahead and looks at your nasty wound that you receive against your shoulder. He's like, "Ooh, how are you doing?"
Not great.
Yeah, there's some nasty
You
bleeding.
got a real good hit in.
Need some health?
Yeah, if you have anything.
Yeah, so at the Order of the Sun, they taught us a few things, and he goes ahead and casts Lay on Hands on you, healing you for, coincidentally, the 6 hit points. That's how much his pull is anyways.
That's quite a trick you learned there.
Yeah, even though we're not much of clerics, we still like to keep ourselves out on the field, so to speak. Now, on to the cave itself. Let me know once you see.
Yep, I'm in the cave.
Okay. So this time I'm going to activate combat for you guys, but this is more so like turn by turn basis. Yeah, no walking, not on your turn, sir. So go ahead and click on the Combat Encounters tab and then roll your initiative. Natural 20.
Oh, there's the good roll.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to begin combat, and there you go. So, this movement type is your phase only. You are the only one allowed to move, as you saw just previously. Cyrus, who's a little bit ahead, is going to tell you that he sees somebody around the corner. Off to the right.
Yep, that certainly is someone. I don't want to risk alerting them right now. Let's see what's going on the other way.
Okay. He nods his head. Okay. And he's going to follow along. This is just loose combat encounter. so don't really worry about it too much for moving. I didn't even see him. I was in the token vision. I'm like, oh, there's nobody there. I'll just... Alright.
Maybe he just didn't see him either.
Cyrus is going to have to roll stealth with disadvantage.
That's okay. He only rolls the highest number.
He's okay.
See?
He immediately freezes, somehow blending himself in his shining armor against the knight. Maybe he's a knight chosen, like you are as well. And he looks behind towards you, and he's like, "There's a bandit right in front of me."
Stay quiet.
The bandit currently is somehow oblivious towards most of this, and he goes ahead and starts facing his back. So, like, he's not looking towards you guys. Cyrus says, you know, if we look out around the corner, we see another creature way out in the distance. It might be a good idea to take this one guy out so we don't have to worry about our behind.
Alright. Good plan. You're pretty handy with that sword, and it's a lot quieter than what I can do.
Okay. Goes ahead and comes up to attack. Dealing 11 damage, and then another attack. Oof. Still matches AC though. And he literally just got enough to take this guy out. So that guy is now dead. I wish there was a better marker for marking enemies as dead, but there's not.
There might be a plug-in for that, where you can just like apply a status effect to it.
Well, I can apply the status effect, but it only shows when you hover over that he's dead. I was hoping like Roll20 is like X.
Yeah, I think we have that in our Pathfinder game. I'm not sure what the plug-in is.
Pathfinder system thing?
It might be, but it also just might be a plug-in.
Could be. Okay. Cyrus is going to start pulling away the corpse into the darkness, so you can go ahead first.
Hey, there's another guy. He's about 100 feet away.
Understood. Do you have any good range magic?
Well, you saw the one. Yeah. Kind of fizzled that last time. Let's see if I can do a little better.
So now, I want you to use your select targets thing when you're casting spells. I mean, if you're using sun bolts, then that's a different story. We still have to set that up. But if you're using like fireball or stuff like that, then
I'm targeting. I only didn't target because I don't think we had targets on the last one.
Nah, we didn't. Thank you. Ray of Frost, okay. You still hit. Nice.
I think I'll actually hit him with Ray of Frost instead of Sunbolt anyway.
Dealing 7 damage. I will apply that. Did
His
he
speed
die
is-
already? So I have a module
his speed is
where
reduced to 0 if he dies.
I have a module where it randomizes the HP by 1 hit die. Well, basically it rolls the hit die and then adds like a hit die for variance. Could be plus or minus. And that guy.
What was his HP?
He had 6 health. The guy that Cyrus just killed had 18.
Holy cow.
Okay. As you go ahead and sling your frost across the chasm, you go ahead and dome him just right into the head, and he falls over into the crates that are next to here.
Bullseye.
I don't have like free token placement for some reason, but anyways, however, Ray of Frost can be very easily seen. And when you're flinging a spell in a open chasm where you don't know where other enemies may be, I need you to roll stealth, and it would be at disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Now, there may be enemies here, there may not be, but... Okay.
About on par with what I expect.
With a 9, it will fail. And suddenly you hear a much deeper voice coming from somewhere in the chasm. We're under attack! And you'll hear some shuffling coming across the cave. Alright, so I'm going to activate him into battle state, him into battle state, and we'll roll initiative. Okay. So, Dew, it is currently your turn in now actual combat.
Okay. I'm gonna hit that one guy with more Rays of Frost. It looked really powerful on that other dude.
Now, make sure to check your distance as well. You are currently 50 feet, so yeah, you're fine. Oof. As you go ahead and launch another ice, he quickly ducks behind his fallen comrade, and that same dead body takes another Ray of Frost attack. Cyrus quickly leaps into action, and he steps in front of you to protect you of what might be coming up. As he turns this corner, he quickly looks over to the right. There's two enemies to the right. And I will add this next person to combat. Okay. So now it's this bandit's turn. Let's see, who is this? Okay. The bandit's going to go ahead and come up. 15. Okay. That's the end of his turn. And next is Cyrus, who just went, and then the next bandit. He's going to go ahead and sprint. Take his dash action. Somehow he still doesn't see you due to Fog of War.
Interesting.
It may be because Cyrus is in front of you. Interesting. Okay. Either way, he doesn't see you. That bandit will yell out, "It's a guard!" And then this guy will begin to do something. Next turn. Do, it's your turn.
Alrighty. Oh, he looks fancy.
Told you there was someone else in here.
I thought it was just, another bandit.
Well, he is.
I mean, I guess he is a bandit.
Roll perception. Okay. Continue on with your turn.
Alrighty. I'm going to attack the close bandit with Sorcerer's Burst here.
Okay. It hits.
Alright. Ooh, an 8.
Nice.
That means I get to roll another damage dice for it.
That's amazing.
Dude,
That's
I have
awesome.
Sorcerer's
I
Burst.
had no idea that was how it functioned. That's awesome.
I know. Critical hits are super good for this.
I bet.
But it's a 1 and 8, so up to my casting modifier, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Another 8? Oh my
no.
god! Dude!
Alright, I think this is the last one I could roll, even if I get an 8. Alright.
Okay, 21 points of damage. Describe your kill as he's just, coming off the bridge.
I'm gonna just blast him with this lightning ball that just sends him careening back into the water or muck or whatever that is.
Alright, as he's hit with the ball of lightning, you can see his exoskeleton, his skeleton become light as he's blasted off into the water. The water is probably a little too volty right now. Probably don't want to touch it.
Understood.
In just a
Wait,
second.
how does this interact with my Nova ability?
Well, we'll have to see when that comes.
Okay.
Alright, so that guy is fucking dead. No chance.
I would hope
for him.
so.
Okay. And I will... How do I remove him from... Mark defeated, there we go. Okay. Next turn. Okay, let's see. And Cirrus is going to come next. And he's going to hide behind this rock here. And he's going to make a perception check. Let's see. With a 15. Okay. I see it. He has the chalice. As Cyrus yells this out towards you, the guy over there, he starts quickly scrambling, and you finally see it, a chalice, and he reaches into one of his packs and grabs this black thing. It seems he's trying to do something with the chalice. It is now your turn. let me go ahead and just skip forward. There we go.
Alrighty. I'm going to hit him with another Sorcerer's Burst because the last one looked like it was very effective.
Okay, with a 14, it does hit.
Alright. 7 damage.
Okay. As this bandit is going to come from the shadows and stab at Cyrus. Oh.
Oh.
No. Okay. So
He is not going to do that.
Cyrus, seeing this man come in front of him, he's going to go ahead and attack. Misses with the first one, surprisingly.
Dang.
Misses with the second one, apparently.
Little to your left.
And finally hits with the third one.
There we go.
Dealing max damage. And finally being able to finally hit this guy. The bandit did not expect a third attack, ending him. After that, let me close this. Cyrus is going to go ahead and quickly get across the bridge. And the enemy Kieran here is going to go ahead and quickly with his hose ignite the chalice. You see this black bubbling starting to happen as he spreads this black type of substance. If you want to roll perception, I can describe it a little bit more.
Sure thing.
Okay, you do.
My eyesight doesn't work too good in this cave.
You don't know what it is exactly. It could really honestly be anything. But it looks to be a type of flower or herb by chance. And he goes ahead and takes a drink from the chalice with that black sludge that he created. And he is going to go ahead and cast the chalice off to the side, dangling it over here. And he's going to... that was bonus action for drinking and then free action for... Okay. He's going to go against Cyrus. And he's going to go ahead and attack twice. You assholes! Don't you have any idea where you are, what you are trying to fight against? He hits on one attack.
Yeah. Some thieves and murderers from the sounds of it.
Thieves? Murderers? No! We are the great... And then his voice suddenly goes dry. It is your turn.
Yeah. Great this. As I roll another.
How many times can you do that?
That's a cantrip.
That's a cantrip? What a phenomenal cantrip.
Can I re-roll that with my inspiration, or is that not a thing covered?
Yeah,
by
you
it?
can. If you want to use your inspiration here, feel free.
Alrighty. I'm gonna assume that hits.
That absolutely hits. Dealing 3 damage. He goes ahead and gets hit by your Sorcerer's Blast. A blast of arcane energy hits him right into the stomach from where you're aiming at. And then you see him. Let's see if he can fail this. The DC is 18. He does fail it. He goes ahead and lets out a vomit. This vomit type thing that he's starting to spew from his mouth is this black sludge. And Cyrus visibly recoils from it. And as he steps his hooves back and covers his nose with his wing. What the devils? Would you like to do anything?
Is it my turn again?
Not your turn again, still your turn.
Oh. Let's see. I think I'm out of actions. I'll just, step around this pillar.
Okay.
Maybe try and take cover if he tries to launch something at me.
Cyrus, seeing him start to spill his guts, goes ahead and takes the pommel of his longsword to knock the enemy out. Let's see if he hits. I'm sure he will. Okay, yeah, he definitely hits. Let's see if he deals enough damage. Is 5 enough?
Is it?
It is.
Hey!
Okay. So, he goes ahead and just quickly knocks out the enemy. But the body begins to bubble.
Hey, get away from there. Something's happening.
I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw for Cirrus. With a 12, he makes it onto the other side. He goes ahead and grabs the chalice. And as he turns around, the body begins to sprout new things coming from him. The creature, the Kieran's head begins to split open like a wide gaping jaw that has no jaw to it. And he goes ahead and tries to make a strength throw to you for the chalice. He's going to use his inspiration point. Oh my goodness. So as he tries to throw it, he throws it right into the nearly electrified water. Sorry!
Oh. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Okay. The creature's body still begins to distort, and it seems to grow larger. It is your turn. The chalice is in the water in front of you where you electrified it a bit.
Can I just fish it out, or is it a little
Yeah.
bit deeper in there?
So if you want to fish it out without rolling, I will have you take 2 lightning damage. If you want to roll, you'd have to roll. You can argue what you'd like to roll, but it'd be a Constitution from my standpoint.
I'll take the 2 lightning damage.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and grab the chalice. As you grab the chalice, you feel its absolute radiance and power. And the black sludge that was in it is no longer in it. Whether that creature over there has drank its contents or whether it has spilled out and diluted into the water, it is unknown. Now, with the creature explodes. And as it not explodes, but it explodes into many different appendages, basically. And this creature begins to form.
What the hell were these bandits doing?
As Cyrus has to cross either the water, he's going to try to make a jump across in order to not go near the body next to this thing. He's going to roll athletics. It will be with disadvantage because heavy armor in order to jump across. So with a 14, Cyrus goes ahead and just jumps across. However, the transformation has already been made. As this writhing creature begins to come from the body, grabbing it with one of its snake-like appendages, and bites right into Cirrus. He's going to go ahead and take an attack.
Come on, he's wearing plate.
The plate does save him, but the saliva comes... the saliva starts to seep into the plate. So Cirrus needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Cirrus does fail. So the creature begins to sink its fangs into Cirrus' breeze. Cirrus yelps out in pain as acid begins to burn right through his armor. What the hell is this thing? Do!
I don't know. This is insane. What the hell was he trying to accomplish with this?
Do, it is your turn. Currently, your friend is close to being grappled, if not being grappled. Depends on his next roll.
Let's take a look at my options. I don't know why that rolled anything. That's weird. I was in my inventory trying to look through my
No problem.
item.
I'm ignoring it.
Alrighty, I'm gonna try and hit this creature with a chromatic orb,
Okay.
but I'm also gonna use my Nova ability to hit it for max damage.
Okay. Okay, it does hit. And what type is it?
3d8 lightning.
Lightning? Okay. So 24 damage, right?
Should be, yep.
Okay. Okay. The creature wails in pain.
Oh, that didn't do as much as I thought it would.
It is now Sirius's Breeze's turn, and he has to make a strength saving throw in order to get out from the bite that originally grabbed him from when he was jumping. 11. He does not succeed. Instead, he goes ahead and brandishes his weapon, and let's see. He's going to go ahead and attack the creature. And you start to see his sword start glowing in this bright white light. Causing the creature to be blinded. And Cyrus is trying desperately to wiggle himself out of the creature's grasp. The creature, however, let me go ahead and switch turn. The creature is going to go ahead and, now that it is fully awakened, he's going to attack with his flurry of bites. Still thankfully missing. The creature is going to go ahead and attack with his one maw attack. He's going to attack with his actual mouth. Still missing. Luckily, the plate armor is keeping him up. The creature is going to go ahead and try to smack him with his tail swipe as a legendary action. Oof. And as the creature goes ahead and makes a natural 1 in order to attack, it loses its footing and falls down with Cyrus underneath the creature as they fall towards the water.
Oh, no.
It is your turn too.
Man, I really should have picked Force at this point.
Yeah, but Force is a hard damage type to come across.
It is, but magic missile's always there.
Yep.
Okay, well, I don't think I can move that thing off of him. So I'm going to have to go for another Sorceress Burst.
Okay. Missing. The creature, now that it has Cirrus pinned underneath him, Cirrus desperately tries to escape one last chance. And this will be with disadvantage due to being grappled and then pinned. With a natural 1, suddenly Cyrus plunges under the water, and the creature holds him there. He goes ahead and tries to devour him using his gaping maw. He crunches bit by bit at the armor, slowly tearing it open. The snakes come around and start biting at it too. The armor of the son of the Order the Sun, is holding up strong, but he can't push him off anymore.
Serious?
You
Come on,
see
man.
Cyrus splashing into the water, drowning as the creature's on top of him. You can hear his screams.
Come on. You're stronger than this thing. And I'm going to hit it with another Sorcerous Burst here. Come on. And for my final Nova as well. Oh.
I'll let you just reroll that.
Yeah. My push to talk is the same button as roll for disadvantage, I guess.
With a 23, you do hit. The damage is 8, so you get to roll again. With an additional 7. By now, you can see plainly that Sirius's armor is starting to crack and break underneath the immense weight of the creature, as well as all the biting that it is suffering. It has -2 to its AC now. The creature devouring, or trying to devour, this misses. And finally, one attack lands. The snakes begin to bite and seep their way into the crevices of the armor, and they bite down hard against him. You can see poison begin to seep into Cyrus quite immediately. This purple-black goo, so to speak, starting to edge into his veins. Immediately, the color of Cyrus begins to drain. You hear him yell out, "Run! Run! I can't! I can't!"
Hang in there. I'll kill it. Something.
You watch as your friend, turn by turn, slowly die. You may still attack, but you know it will never be enough now. You get to watch this creature, with its many appendages and teeth, bear down and eat Cyrus bit by bit.
I'm not going to let this stand. This thing has to die.
No matter how many spells you throw at it, you begin to cry, tears welling up in your eyes as your childhood friend dies before you. Slowly, agonizingly, acid, poison, the brute force of this creature upon him, the teeth bearing and shredding him up. It's a lot for you to watch your best friend die in this horrible, agonizing pain. The creature looks over at you, and you swear to Solar Eclipse herself you can see its smile. And then it lets out a acid saliva spitball at you. I need you to, that was not there. How do give me a dexterity saving throw. With a 12, you fail as this hurl of acid saliva plunges at you. And you begin to feel your skin burn underneath you. Consciousness begins to fade as this acid, you can see, slips off of you. But it isn't the acid that's slipping off of you. It's your own flesh as you begin to boil alive. The last sounds that you seem to hear is that of your friend screaming as they are slowly killed. Roll perception check. Okay. With a 7, you're not sure what you see. You're not sure at all what you see anymore. You see the Thassel Hydra begin to eat your friend. And then you see his head pop off before you begin to succumb to death. But there was this blue, maybe red, orange, green, black thing. This small but large creature, like a pony or a bat pony or a Pegasus, alicorn maybe. You're not exactly sure what it is. You hear words of the divinity, and suddenly the room around you turns into this red and gold oasis of velvet with gold trim. A unique, intricate design begins to spread out from the room, and you look with your dying breath all around you to see this large room being built. You see columns and a beautiful blazing star in the middle of the room, like a miniature sun. This creature that you can't really see, you can hear its unmistakable divine words, words that you have spoken here today as well, though you're not sure what spell it is. You see golden chains rip out from the sun itself, binding the Thassel Hydra. And you see these golden chains sear into its flesh and hear the roar of the Thassel Hydra's pain as these chains begin to bind him and start wrapping around him. The Thassel Hydra trying desperately with all of its massive strength, trying to break free of these chains, but to no avail. Eventually, the creature is constantly being tightened with these golden chains. as it slowly rises into the sun and you fall unconscious. Seems the music has stopped, so maybe just open it up in your side tab. Let me get the music for you. Despite the bot being on loop, it chose to just stop, so thanks, bot. You're really useful.
The future is now.
Yeah, for real. I think I'm just gonna nuke this bot after this session.
That sounds like a good idea. I know you can play it... Oh.
No, go ahead.
I know you can play music through the Forge.
Yeah. The only thing is asset space.
Oh. You have like a maximum you can have?
10 gigabytes worth.
Oh, okay.
You aren't sure what exactly you saw, but maybe your memory during as an Inquisitor and Archmage would have taught you something. Roll history. This will be your final roll to determine what just happened. Even with a 13, you aren't quite sure what exactly you know or have saw. Maybe you were never even meant to know, or even ever taught, even as an Inquisitor or Archmage. Perhaps this secret is meant to be hidden. Perhaps you were always meant to never see or know. Some time passes before you awaken again. You awake inside of your school, as you know, but as in the nursery room. You see several ponies around you, all gathered, going about their daily analytics about you. And you begin to wake.
Cirrus, where is he? Where am I?
One of the nurses come up to you with a red mane, white coat, with a red cross for a cutie mark. Hello. You've been in a coma for a decent while now. How do you feel?
Better than I should be.
I see. Well, that is something at least. Luckily, it was only your fur that began to burn off due to the acid. Only a little bit of it seeped into your flesh. But thankfully, you are an Archmage and an Inquisitor no less, so you definitely have the privilege of being restored for free. Now, this is costly still, and we would have to make arrangements for that in the future. By free, I merely meant the retrieval of you and getting you here in the first place. It wasn't easy. Teleportation may be in this world, but over such a vast distance, it takes a heavy toll. And as you know, teleportation only goes out to 500 feet. So when you're going several hundred, if not 1,000 miles, it's a toll.
How did this happen then? Who brought me here?
That is information that I do not know. I do know that we received an urgent request to grab your body that they have left outside of our room. But who brought you here is something that we're quite frankly not sure of. Nobody entered or left this building, certainly not with any regular urgency. So I'm sorry, but I genuinely don't know that answer. You can insight check her if you would like.
Sure, let's do that.
So with a 15, you do know that she's not lying. They have looked into this, but they don't know who dropped you off. Being an agent of some power, you would think they would drop you off at Duskros, not Moonvale. But perhaps you could reason it was due to your injuries and needing more expertise care, which is why you were dropped off at Moonvale instead.
Is Cirrus here too?
Cirrus is, I'm sorry to say, dead.
No, he can't be. No, you're lying. Surely, it must be.
She rests a hoof on your shoulder. She doesn't say anything, but you see her solemnly nod.
Oh. I see.
The nurses check your vitals and check your temperature. They don't leave you alone for quite a moment. You feel numb. Probably not due to the physical pain now, but due to mental tolls. Your childhood friend, your best friend, every time you close your eyes, you can see him squirm underneath the monster as he's being drowned and picked apart, with his plate mail being broken. You can recall his hooves desperately scraping against the creature after he lost his sword. You can remember his desperate pleas for you to run, for you to save yourself. You can hear every time when you don't ever want to, his screams, his blood-curdling screams of death. After a while, the nurses depart from you, and a knock is heard at the door. You see one of the nurse ponies open the door, and then immediately the room bows in reverence as Nightmare Moon walks in. You feel the stiff air begin to lessen just slightly at her presence.
Yes.
What happened?
It all just went so wrong, so quick. this madman drank something, and then he became a monster.
From the chalice, I presume?
Yeah,
What was the substance that he filled the chalice with?
I don't know. It was this black sludge.
Tell me, Do, when the monster transformed into a new monster, do you still feel like you could see its personality, its emotions?
It laughed at me, taunted me, as it ripped apart Cirrus.
I see. I'm sorry, Do. This wasn't meant to be like this. I know that's not much consolation, but I am truly sorry. Some silence passes, but it's not the silence like with any other person. Silence around Nightmare Moon is more peaceful than anything. A breath of fresh thoughts going through your mind. As you rasp for air, she speaks yet again. I think I know this substance, Do. And it's one that must be ended. If it's any peace, I think I know a trail that could help you find your friend's killer. What organization they belong to.
I will track them down, then. Make them pay.
It will be some time before I'm sure you'll be able to have your vengeance. But the material, I believe it to be the black lotus dust. You may want to write that down.
Gotcha. Black lotus dust.
It is a flower with significant properties. One that can challenge rule. It has quickly spread amongst the Under Empire. No matter how many little divots we find of this material, it seems to keep popping up. I do not know the location of this organization, but I do know that there are reports that are across the world, namely in the western and central part of the world. Do, when you get better, come see me. I have a new assignment for you. One that will weigh heavily on you.
As soon as I can.
Take your time, Do. It is not a rush. Please, rest. And with that, do you take a short time, normal time, or a long time to rest? This isn't really anything but just flavor.
I'll take a short time to rest.
Okay. As a man of dedication and action, loyalty, you rise. You were given permission by the doctors to be excused from the hospital, to be discharged. You go out and seek to find Luna. And as you find her, she looks at you. My young Inquisitor Do, I have another task for you. It's one that will lead you far, far away. Batavia's gates stir once more, its land shivering awake as opportunity and peril intertwine. It would be remiss of me, your Lady of Night, to ignore such a moment when fate calls forth champions. You have proven yourself as faithful, inquisitive, bold, but yet your devotion must be tested, not only in temples or battlefields, but in the wild crucible of adventure's fire. I know it may seem odd at this time to send you to Batavia, but it is to help you grow and get much, much stronger. I will send you into Batavia, not merely to tread its streets, however, but to learn it. Watch the ones who call themselves adventurers study their craft, their bargains, their strange fellowship, their power born of coin, blade, and trust. In Batavia, I must warn you, it lies 1,000 mirrors, each reflecting a different way to grasp destiny. And you will walk among them not as a priestess, not as an inquisitor, but as one of them do. Learn what strengths they hold, but also where their vanity cracks. Bring this knowledge back to me, please. If Batavia promises treasures and teachings, then I will grant you a singular wish. If Batavia harbors deceits and false dawns, then you shall be my shadow to expose them. Do this, and when the hour comes, you will not only bear the crescent of my church, you will become a full-fledged inquisitor. It's no secret, of course, that some of the inquisitors around here are a bit too lazy to reach out beyond our borders, but that is why I entrust you with this mission. Do you accept? Do you understand?
I believe so. I've heard tales of this Batavia. It is fantastical, even
Indeed.
compared to Dustcross or even the Academy. Your will shall be done. I won't fail you.
Good, do. And always remember my promise to you. And also, in Batavia is a path of destiny. And again, one with thousands of mirrors. You may see lots of dreams there and goals that you wish to have. Maybe one day you will fulfill them. I've contacted my Batavian guide. He'll help escort you to Batavia. It will be a long journey.
I imagine so. When do we leave?
Immediately. As you go ahead and head out of Moonvale, you see a bat pony smoking a cigarette. He's leaning against a fence post and he has a parka on him currently because it is cold. However, as you walk out into the cold, you're already used to it. You don't feel a thing from the Dread Moon's Cradle. Holy smokes. He goes ahead and introduces himself. Well, it's good to see you. I assume that you're the one they call Du, the Archmage and Inquisitor?
I assume you're supposed to be my guide to Batavia.
Indeed, I've been there lots of times. You will have certainly earned your fine coin. The name's Arthur Dent. And he goes ahead and moves a hoof out for you to hoof shake with him.
As I reciprocate the motion.
As you begin to walk away from Moonvale, you walk across the arch that leads down through the mountain. As you walk across the arch, as you already know and have done plenty of times, it moves you through the Umbral Gate, allowing you to save just some time. Here's where the long journey begins. He will explain to you that going up and around is not advisable. In fact, it's quite frankly impossible at times. The frozen Twilight Forest usually close the path over here by Kaanthor and Ewan Amel, so it's usually not accessible, especially at the time that is approaching towards winter. Which means, unfortunately, you have to take the long way, as going by sea northern to go to Batavia is, quite frankly, death. There are krakens in the water, there are deadly creatures in the water. It is inadvisable to ever try to get to Batavia from the water. He will also explain that by the World's Edge Mountains, it is also impossible to fly over these mountains or even walk across these mountains, as it has a mysterious air about it where you cannot fly and you cannot walk, as if gravity itself is increased thousands of folds. So, unfortunately, the safest and most unfortunate direct way is to head south towards the bottom of the world in order to come back up. So, begins our journey. You will go by the Lake of Tears. You remember your time spent, and you remember the glassy black water that has appeared once in your nightmare, perhaps. You remember Thorn Forest, and coincidentally, you also stop by Odges, as it's a nice resting point. You see Sister Lily, the church head, as well as some of the younger kids that are there, as well as some of your old choir friends that are now just hard workers of the fields. You stop by to chat with them for a while before making your peace. You head down towards Cliff Frost, and then you start to enter towards Hive of Change territories. Right now you're on the border between Holy State of Arad to your left, the Selenian Theocracy, and the Hive of Change. You make across the ridgeline, being careful to avoid the swamps. The Batavian will go ahead and explain that the swamps of the Hive of Change is some of the worst death that you could possibly experience, and that pains you because it reminds you of Cirrus. You make to Bror after the long journey and stopping to rest. The architecture around here is quite unique. It's not something that you've seen before. A lot of Middle Eastern type of buildings from our modern age. Lots of marble as well. in the more fancier palaces. You arrive to a port, and the Batavian goes ahead and pays for a small escort. Basically, it is your ship as well as two additional escort ships. He will explain that the Starlit Bay, as well as the Bloodstone Islands, is quite deadly, and this massive river that separates the Silene Empire from the holy state of Arad is wrought with piracy, as the holy state of Arad loves to raid the Silene Empire. However, since you're an inquisitor, the times that you have to speak with a holy state of Aradian, they revere you, they bow to you, they know your power and worth. You go ahead and float by Shanrang, but don't stop. You see that it is a beautiful city. Despite being in a desert, it has gardens and flowing waterfalls from some of its buildings. Go ahead and roll a history check. You can't remember much about Shanark. You head north, and as the narrow passages, you do see piracy ships, but they do not bother you due to your fleet size, as well as you carrying a Slumian Theocracy banner. You make your way all the way through the narrow river before arriving to Sumno, where you depart from the ship and head to Hagun in order to trail through the mountains going up. And the Batavian goes ahead and tells you that the Phantom Forest is something that you want to try to avoid at all costs. However, it is also where you need to get to Batavia as well. There's a secret path, and that path is to follow the river. So, as you follow the river, he'll also explain to you that the Phantom Forest basically, it makes you see things, things that aren't there. And the forest loves to change around you, and that's where the river comes into play, because it's something that you will always know where you're at. And as you get to the town of Yulan, you want to head straight north by 2 tiles, walk left, straight up, straight right to Humed, which is the first city outside of the Great Checkpoint, where he will tell you this is our last stop in order to, before the Great Checkpoint of Batavia. During this time, you have walked a total of 4,650 miles, which equates to 46 days, plus a few more for breaks in gathering supplies, for about 50 days of doing nothing but traveling to go to Batavia. During this journey, a lot of events happened. Unfortunately, it is one that we cannot explore right now, but it will 100% be something we explore when we have our future duet sessions.
Alrighty. Sounds like an adventure for later.
Indeed. Alright. So, what did you think of this session? Let me know the good and the bad.
Yeah. That was a good way to introduce what is definitely going to be my villains.
Mm-hmm.
Just these madmen drinking these like potions that transform me into a monster.
That was due to the chalice with its enhanced properties.
Okay. So they were probably just using the Black Lotus dust just for like power boost or something like that, and that one was just too powerful for him.
Who knows? Something you'll
You
definitely
know?
learn in the future.
Yeah. I'm assuming I gave that chalice back. I didn't mention
Yes.
anything about it. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You would have given the chalice back. It would have been basically dropped off with you with your unconscious body against Moonvale.
Okay, good. I accidentally kept the church's prized cup.
No. Nightmare Moon definitely would not have let you do that.
I get to Batavia, I pull it out, I'm like, huh.
What else did you think of this session?
Yeah. That was certainly a way for Cirrus to go.
Yeah.
The rolls on it were really funny, though, I gotta admit. Just, oh, here's a 1. Here's some more 1s. Oh, gosh.
What did you think of his, of the description of the fights? In terms of, like, against Cyrus?
It was pretty good. Like, absolutely this beast just trying to go all out and just absolutely going wild. And also sneaking through the cave was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Got to play a little bit of Metal Gear Solid or
It's
something.
like, no. That's okay. Overall, what would you rate this session as a... This was basically the last little bit that you would have had last session, but last session took a little bit too long, so we turned it into this session.
I'd say about an 7.5. The description's really good. I like the fighting.
Mm-hmm. Anything you did not like?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Like, I can't really complain to you about dice rolls because that's nothing to do with you.
Now, something I'd like to ask as well, since we're at the end of our duet here. What did you think of the duet? What did you think of the 5 steps back plan?
It was really good, you know. It's a lot better than like, oh, here's my 5 pages of backstory. Maybe we'll get around to talking about it. Maybe it'll just be like, hey, there's this NPC like 5 or so sessions away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, who? And it'll be like, your backstory. I'll be like, oh, this guy. I hate this guy. And there wasn't really any build up to it, but this is really establishes like there's stuff going on in the Solunian theocracy, and it told me quite a bit about the world.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff that like I would know, and I'm sure the other players know different bits of it.
Yep.
Maybe they have different stories on the thing that happened in the mountains over here.
And what's crazy is that you didn't learn basically anything about the Holy State of Arad from the Silene Empire, from the Hive of Change. You learned only a little bit about the War of the Commonwealth of Meneladil. You learned quite a lot, but that a lot was just your own place. Now imagine all the other nations and all the content it has. There's a lot to Batavia, to put it mildly speaking.
Right. And this world is clearly very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that we had to do the New Vegas route of going down and around the mountains probably speaks a lot to what's going on in the Twilight Forest,
Yep.
Serpent's Maw, and whatever's going on with Angui's bandits over here.
Angui's banditry.
When you say it like that, I get the joke.
But yeah, this world's awesome. What is your what do you think of the world so far? As just like a eagle eye view.
Like, looking at it, you're like, oh, there's a couple mountains, maybe there's some cool, interesting places, like, directly on the map. Like, we have the Black Sea over here that is literally looking like it got, like, hit with a plague or, like, some necromantic energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got stuff like the Serpent's River and these places that are all stained red, and you're like, all right, what's going on with that? That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
The most of Silene looks like it got hit by some just like big toxic gas or like undead force.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting learning from the Silene player about what happened here.
Right. And like just walking through like actual descriptions though, it's so much more in depth and thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't have thought nothing of the Frozen Twilight Forest had I not heard about how it was made and the sort of dangers it presents
Mm-hmm.
and what it represents for Nightmare Moon.
Every piece of rock and twig in this game has its own story to tell.
Be careful with those words. I will ask you about every rock and twig.
I'm genuinely fine with that. Everything here has been handcrafted over 4 years of development, taking each section of the world bit by bit and crafting a story around it. You see all these unique sightings that immediately pull you to the direction, like the Rusting Citadel, for example, or Andrahanat being a massive forge city, or the Black Sea or Necroforge Archipelago like you're talking about, or the entire glacier that's right next to a desert of all places. And there's just so much here. There's so much content, and you also see this like gigantic mist wall over here called the Veil Shield. What the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, man, like what the hell is going on here? I don't know, just a big wall made out of blue magic and some floating rocks, it looks like.
But yeah, like every tiny bit of this world is definitely loved over, and you guys as a party probably won't be able to explore all of it in its entirety, and that's okay. I craft a world for it to be replayed over and over again. And yeah, no matter where you go, I hope I have assured you that there is content there, and the descriptions and what it means of that place is just like, it's more than just a description. It's more than a throwaway line about world setting. It's much more loved over.
I can clearly see that.
But yeah.
It's going to be interesting when we get out into the wider world after Batavia.
Yeah.
And see, like, where that leads us. Because, like, I know I got my quest, but I'm sure the other players got theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe by then we'll also have picked up some other things to do that'll be more pressing at the moment.
Alright, well, I will call that here for the end of the session. Thank you very much, Do, for partaking in my duets. I can't wait to see you in actual Batavia proper next week, I guess.
Yep. I'll be sure to find all the money glitches for infinite cash, don't worry.
Alright, sounds good.
Thank you for having me here and for hosting this game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. See you next week, Do.
Yep, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.